In a recent Instagram post, the Real Housewives of New Jersey dad, who currently lives in the Bahamas, looked back on a poignant memory with Teresa and their oldest daughter, Joe Giudice, at the then little one's baptism. This was a special day celebrating Gia's baptism with the family. Moments like these are what life is all about. So grateful for these memories, Joe, who also co-parents Gabriella, Melania, and Adriana with Teresa, captioned the sweet post. In the photo, Joe looked on lovingly at his daughter, who was adorably dressed in a white christening gown for the big day. Teresa smiled for the camera as she held baby Gia in the snapshot, rocking her natural raven-colored curls. The family looked so sweet together, and Joe was truly tapping into a tender memory with the photo, reflecting on both Gia's younger years and old times with his ex. Joe Giudice, Joe Giudice, Melania Giudice, Gabriella Giudice, and Teresa Giudice attend the Real Housewives of New Jersey Season 2 premiere party at the Brownstone on May 3, 2010 in Paterson, New Jersey. Photo: Brian Killian/Wire image. Joe Giudice, Teresa Giudice, Adriana Giudice, Joe Giudice, Gabriella Giudice, and Melania Giudice attends Joe Giudice and Melania Giudice's birthday party at Space Odyssey on January 28, 2012 in Englewood, New Jersey. Photo: Dave Kotinski/Getty Images. Teresa Giudice and Joe Giudice promote new sparkling wine Fabellini at Gary's Wine and Marketplace on March 23, 2012 in Wayne, New Jersey. Photo: Dave Kotinski/Getty Images. On the December 31 episode of her podcast, Turning the Tables with Teresa Giudice, Teresa revealed she paid her ex-husband's taxes in 2023. "I paid his taxes in full, he's done now, and then he was telling me, don't pay them. I'm like, oh yeah. He's like, why are you paying them? I left the country. I'm not even there. You don't have to pay them," Teresa said on the podcast. And I'm like, I do have to pay them because we were married. Split image of Teresa and Joe Giudice of the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Photo: Getty Images, Joe Giudice/Instagram. While Joe didn't have a particularly warm reaction to finding out the House of Villains cast member had paid his taxes, she was sure he was ultimately grateful. "He's not that mushy type. But he sent me something on Instagram. He's like, just want you to know you're the best mom ever." I'm like, yeah, you should put it out there in writing, she joked. "I know I am. I don't need him to tell me. My kids know it. That's all that matters." Teresa has also opened up about how she also pays for their daughters' educations at college. "Joe's not helping," Teresa explained in a separate interview back in 2024. "He can't right now. Joe's still trying to get his life together in the Bahamas, but it's ok. I'm thankful that I can pay for it." As the soft morning light filtered through the sheer curtains of his new home in Italy, Joe Giudice sat quietly at the kitchen table, a steaming cup of coffee cradled in his hands. The familiar aromas wafted from the kitchen, bringing both solace and nostalgia. It was a world away from the hectic life he had once known in New Jersey, a world filled with the chaos of reality television, family dramas, and endless speculation about his marriage to Teresa Giudice. While the bustling streets of his hometown seemed a lifetime ago, moments like these, quiet and reflective, gave Joe the chance to set the record straight on his life with Teresa, the mother of his 4 daughters. As he contemplated how their story had been portrayed in the media, he realized that it was essential to share not just the trials and tribulations, but also the profound love they had cultivated over the years. "People think they know my life," Joe began, his voice steady yet tinged with emotion. "But they don't see the real picture. They see the drama, the arguments, and the chaos, but they miss the moments that matter, the laughter, the love, the times we stood by each other against all odds." The air felt charged as he embarked on his journey of truth-telling. In the years since his incarceration, he had spent countless nights reflecting on his past, the decisions made, and the impact they had on his family. It was essential for him to clarify that their story was one of love and resilience, themes that often got lost amidst the sensationalized narratives that breathe life into our story. He continued, recalling the early days of his relationship with Teresa. We were young and in love, navigating life one day at a time. We built a family together, and through all the ups and downs, one thing remained constant. We adored our daughters. Joe shared vivid memories of family vacations filled with laughter, dance parties in their living room, and spontaneous road trips. He smiled as he reminisced about the time he and Teresa decided to throw a surprise birthday party for their daughter, Gia. With the help of the other girls, they managed to keep the secret, a testament to their closeness as parents. "Those are the moments that bring me joy when I think back," he said, his eyes brightening with the memory. Not the drama, not the fights, those joyous memories of family togetherness. Joe was acutely aware that the public narrative often painted him as the villain. His legal troubles, which led to his imprisonment and subsequent deportation to Italy, cast a long shadow over the couple's legacy. Yet, in his eyes, the love he had for Teresa and their daughters transcended the darker chapters of their lives. No one understands the pressure of being in the spotlight and trying to keep a family together, he confessed, shaking his head slightly. Handing over his life to the reality TV lens had come with its own set of challenges, and as his eyes grew heavy with unshed tears, he reflected on the cost of fame. "We had our disagreements, just like any couple does, but we always found our way back to each other. It was never about hate. It was about the love we shared as a family." While Joe recognized the mistakes he had made, he also acknowledged Teresa's strength throughout their journey. "She has been an incredible mother," he said with pride. "Raising our 4 girls alone is no easy task, especially with all the attention that comes from our past. But she has done it with grace, and I'm proud of her for that." His thoughts turned to their daughters, Gia, Gabriella, Melania, and Adriana, who had navigated the tumultuous waters of their parents' relationship and the public scrutiny with remarkable maturity. Joe felt a sense of deep fulfillment when he thought of the strong women they were becoming, a reflection of both him and Teresa. "Moments like these show me that family is everything," he reflected. "I may be miles away, but I'm still connected to my girls. Whether they are calling me on FaceTime or sharing their milestones, I feel that bond across the ocean. We're still a family." One of the hardest lessons Joe had learned was that love isn't always straightforward. The couple's struggles were real and at times overwhelming, but there was always a spark, the warmth that connected them in ways that could not be undone. People often forget that love is complex. It's not always a fairy tale. It could be messy, especially when life throws curveballs, he said. "But I know that Teresa and I have a history that can't just be erased by a couple of bad decisions." Taking a moment, Joe allowed himself to reflect on the times they stood strong together. He thought of the tough conversations about their future, the tears shed on lonely nights, and how they often turned to one another for comfort. Teresa had stood by him during his legal battles, a steadfast partner when the world seemed to turn against him. "In the end, we're tied together through our love for our daughters," he said softly, his voice thick with emotion. As his heart opened up more toward understanding the complexities of their relationship, he realized that healing required acknowledgement, forgiveness, and moving forward, together. While the cameras had captured moments of conflict, they had missed the quiet Saturdays in the kitchen, the shared laughs, and the birthday celebrations filled with love. "Moments like these are what truly matter," Joe reiterated, gesturing to the sun illuminating his quaint Italian kitchen. "Life isn't always perfect, but our story holds layers that go beyond what people see on TV. It's about growth, love, and the sacrifices we make for family." In that reflective moment, as the morning sun bathed him in warmth, Joe Giudice found solace in the knowledge that though he and Teresa were navigating their own separate paths, their love story would forever be stitched together through their beautiful daughters. The journey ahead would undoubtedly be challenging, but he felt a renewed sense of hope that they would continue to rise above the noise, cherishing the moments that defined them, not just as individuals, but as a family. At the end of the day, he concluded, a small smile playing on his lips, it's about the moments. The memories that last, the laughter that fills our hearts, and the love that no one can take away. And with that, Joe picked up his coffee cup and took a deep sip, brimming with hope for the future.